And with that, we are back, baby. Marvel Rivals is in closed beta. I am in, and Warlock is the way. I know everybody's pumped for Venom, but I secretly think Adam Warlock is one of the coolest looking characters in this game. That gold hue is just giving. What's going on, everybody? It's GhostRobo. We're going to play some of the new Super Sentient Strategist entering the arena here in the closed beta. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy my Marvel Rivals content and want to see more. I got two games for you today, and we're going to do what we did with past characters, where I sort of show you the intro and the ropes of the character, their basic moveset, and then some gameplay where I really get the hang of it and get it good. Now, Adam Warlock, of course, is a strategist with a focus on healing, and if any game could ever make me like healing, I think that game is fantastic. Now, this game has made me really like healing. It reminds me of my medic days, where Evolve made me like healing, and I never liked healing before that. So Adam Warlock does have a normal attack on his right trigger, Quantum Magic, and then his left trigger is a charged multi-bullet attack called Cosmic Cluster. Now, Cosmic Cluster is pretty great. As you can see, it does quite a bit of damage, especially to airborne targets or targets that are maybe hard to get for others. It is a fast-paced, direct attack. It does not seem to have any sort of bullet drop or delay, which I really appreciate. His main focus, though, does need to be healing, but as you'll see in the second game, you can mix fire with what's a healing thing that starts with F? Fire with flesh wound saving, because Adam Warlock has both Soul Bond and Avatar Lifestream. Avatar Lifestream is your right bumper attack. This is going to be your most commonly used ability, not really an attack. You have two of them that queue up and charge up, so you're able to kind of use them very frequently. What's great about this move is that it allows you to target an ally for a bouncing stream of healing energy that can bounce to other allies as well, but it can also heal Adam Warlock himself. And if no ally is selected, it'll just self-target, so it's something you basically want to be proccing over and over and over again. Now, you also saw my passive Regenerative Cocoon, which allows Adam Warlock to, once he dies, to come back as a soul and respawn where he chooses, which is great for getting right back in the action if your teammates need some healing, or if you're making either one final aggressive push or one final defensive stand. Now, his Soul Bond is his most powerful healing spell. That's going to be on left bumper, and it does have quite a long delay, because this is a healing over time spell, and it distributes damage taken across the bond. That's a very interesting mechanic there, which allows you to not only heal over time a linked amount of allies, I think it's 3 max, but it allows those allies to spread the damage out. So let's say I'm working together with Luna Snow and Spider-Man and Hulk, and Hulk is bearing the brunt of the damage. He should probably die based on all he's taken. Well, Luna Snow is part of my Soul Bond. She's going to take some of the damage as well. And Spider-Man is able to fly above the battlefield. He's going to take some of the damage as well. And since he's not taking direct damage, it's going to free Hulk up to stay alive longer. As you can probably tell, Adam Warlock's Soul Bond and Avatar Lifestream are very valuable healing spells that I think are super beneficial to whatever team he is a part of. And that brings us to his final ultimate ability, his Karmic Revival. Now, Karmic Revival takes more skill than it sounds like, because this allows you to drop a revival sphere that allows allies to revive immediately where they are with lower health, but a brief period of invincibility. Now, this ability, this ultimate, has been a little controversial because it's something that games really struggle with. You bring back characters like this, I'm able to revive instantly 3 characters, bring them right back into the battle, and then I can Avatar Lifestream them and get them to full health pretty quickly. Now, there's been discussion of like how this was in Overwatch at the beginning, and then they had to pull it out because it was too freaking powerful. We'll have to see how it ends up in Marvel Rivals, but let me tell you right now, it feels so good to be Warlock. Now, some of my mistakes in my first match here were that I did get too close to the action. I really like Adam's Atomic Magic, or Quantum Magic rather, and his Cosmic Cluster, and so I wanted to utilize those and be both an offensive and defensive threat, but I got a little too aggressive with it. Now, something that I learned throughout the matches is that Karmic Revival needs to be timed appropriately. It does not wait until someone revives. If no one is currently dead, no one's currently queued to come back and respawn, it will just evaporate and expire and be a complete waste of your ultimate. You'll have to watch your numbers go back from 0 to 100% before you're able to cast again. So you need to make sure that you pull Karmic Revival at the right time. Awesome destruction now in the game, which is an improvement here in the closed beta. Things, of course, running fantastically as you come to expect from Marvel Rivals, and as I came to expect from Marvel Rivals in my time with the alpha. The beta, of course, bringing a ton more players into the action, consoles into the action, and still, it seems, retaining awesome performance. A few hitches here or there. I'd say, honestly, if I was being super blunt and brutal, it's a little bit worse running than it was in the alpha, but I'm going to guess that that's just because there's a higher player count and servers are probably a little bit more over encumbered, right? It's like you put all the books and the cheese wheels on their kit, and now they're just trying to handle the pressure. Warlock does have a good self-healing ability in his right bumper that does allow him to stave off enemy attacks, and I think that makes Adam Warlock a pretty divisive target because he's somebody that you don't want to waste time chasing, but at the same time, you really want to eliminate because of how much he can do for your team. Now that was a really lucky timed Karmic Revival because when I cast it, nobody was dead. But then we had a humongous pulse attack, which took out a lot of my friends, and I was able to bring them all back. Now, they were brought back with low health, so you can see that there is a weak spot to Adam Warlock's kit. He can't just, run the game and keep everyone completely revived. The fact that you do revive them at lower health is bad. That could create a scenario where all of a sudden these things sort of domino effect. Everybody dies, you bring them back with Karmic Revival, they have lower health, they die again, and now basically they have to wait for their entire respawn timer again, and it's just giving the opposing team much more time to either move the target along or defend what they're defending. It can sort of snowball into a bad circumstance. But I do feel like the positives far outweigh the negatives, and I think Adam Warlock's 2 healing spells are both incredibly useful, and I find them to be very fun. The fact that you're very active, you're very movement-oriented, you're trying to stay away, you're not really hovering up above. Warlock isn't really about flying, he's about staying on the ground in the battle, but behind the main front line, making sure that you're able to heal, but also pick off some targets from afar. That Charged Quantum Magic ability, the Cosmic Cluster version, allows you to queue up to 5 bullets at once and fire them off en masse in a quick successive burst. And like I said, it seems to be pretty darn accurate at extreme range, at close-up levels as well, and it's quite a powerful attack that deals a significant amount of damage if you are able to connect with multiple bullets in a row, which is made easier by the fact that they fire so freaking fast. I'm taking, 60% of a health bar with a consistent barrage if I'm able to get all 5. Here you'll see Black Panther chasing me. I'm able to utilize my Avatar Lifestream to self-heal, as well as heal some friends who are trying to get me out of the sticky situation. And then I was able to finish him off with my magic. Now, this was a poor usage of the Karmic Revival. I did get a kill off of it, but nobody is going to come back. Now, it doesn't hurt us here because we are pushing quite aggressively, but that's just a good example of how if you cast Karmic Revival, nobody's in the queue, they're not going to come back, that thing is going to disappear, and it's basically going to be a complete waste. Now it comes into the maximum pulse, takes us all out, and gosh, wouldn't have been great to use it here. I use my Regenerative Cocoon, but it's actually for naught because they are all overwhelming, and I am not a tank. I am merely a golden man. Now, we end up losing this round. I get the medal for most healing, as I should. That's not really an accomplishment. It is a requirement, in my opinion. Iron Man barraging from above. That's really tricky. These guys that are coming in from the skies, I think, are pretty darn strong, and it's something that I would keep an eye on in terms of which aggressive heroes you want to battle as. Now, we're going to move to the second game here, which sees a much better performance from myself, both offensively and defensively. This is after a few matches where I got the hang of Adam Warlock and learned how to be more decisive with my movements, more aggressive when I needed to be, more defensive when I needed to be, and to focus on cycling my heals so that basically my team was constantly in a good state. Now you'll notice I'm peppering in the Avatar Lifestream in between launching off the Cosmic Clusters, and even though I'm not killing it, well, speak of the devil, I did get a kill there. I took out Magneto when his shield dropped. We're keeping our team very, very healed. Now I'm trying to move forward here, but I realize, no, Zach, that's not the right way to play. We got some environmental destruction going on there. We're finishing off somebody in the sky, a nice little snipe to make sure they don't annoy us as we move our freaking Spider Zero all the way towards the finish line. Now, we've got somebody over here, and it's important to keep track of your teammates and know where they are and keep track of their health bars. It's actually easier, I find, when you do face off against melee characters, because what are they trying to do? Hulk, Venom, people like that, they're trying to come in and deal blunt brute damage to one target or to a bunch of targets, kind of like a whirling dervish, right? They just come in a little bit helter-skelter, Rambo style. If you're able to keep healing not only directly with the Avatar lifestream, but then indirectly with the healing over time of Soul Blonde, as well as the splitting of damage, it's very hard for them to focus on one target and eliminate that target, because you're mitigating damage, you're mitigating heals, you're really just making it quite challenging. I think that's why the second half of Warlock's Soul Bond is so imperative. The ability to split damage. If it's not done correctly, or if the other team is lucky, it could come to a scenario where they're able to wipe all of you because you're splitting the damage and everyone is susceptible to an ultimate attack. And I think I noticed that ultimates were kind of a weak spot of Warlock. As weird as that sounds, by distributing the damage, I am making everyone susceptible to a big attack, finishing us all off, as opposed to just like dealing 80% damage to everybody and everybody kind of surviving and then I can heal them up. The Soul Bond is allowing for a big blast to come in and deal a significant blow to our team's push. But that's where the Regenerative Cocoon for Warlock and the Karmic Revival come in huge handy, and I almost would say that the Karmic Revival should be saved until you see teammates die. I would not use the Karmic Revival preventatively. I would not use the Karmic Revival just on a whim. I would use Karmic Revival, even if it means holding on to it like I'm doing here, for a moment where it's really going to matter. Like, I know the ultimates are exciting and you want to just get in there, click both sticks, and be like, bam, I'm ready to go. Launch this off so I can start charging towards the next one. But specifically with Adam Warlock, I do think it's important to bide your time, to wait for the right moment, to hold the line until you need to. Now, right now, we're making a great aggressive push. We are really pushing. I'm able to keep heals there. I've got someone at critical health myself as well. I notice someone goes down. I am going to cast it, but I think I actually managed to heal them before they went down. I thought that the dude in the corner went down because I saw that his critical went away, but I actually ended up healing him. So that was going to be an almost amazing ultimate, but it ends up being a complete dud. Now, luckily, my team is good enough to overcompensate for my mistake, which is nice. Thank you, teammates. I appreciate that. That was a bad use of the ultimate. But I do feel like Warlock is able to regenerate it quite quickly because he does get, points and percentages from not only dealing damage but healing as well, and that's something that can be done almost non-stop. So as you know with these strategists, it ends up being a situation where it feels like you can recharge these things quite quickly. Already back to nearly 1/3 of my ultimate meter, and I've basically, spent no time at all. Adam Warlock's Cosmic Cluster does auto-fire if you hold it too long. You cannot just keep it queued up forever. I was thinking maybe it would be like Mega Man's, Buster Arm, where you could just hold it, charge it, and then unleash when you need to. But that's not how it works. It is going to eventually fire off. And I needed to be a little more accurate here. I will say my accuracy improved. I got up to 30% accuracy in this match, which I think for Warlock, and for me, honestly, personally, is a good mark. I don't claim to be the best player or the most accurate player, but I do have a ton of fun, and I do try to learn the characters and play the characters as they're intended, and then share those tips, tricks, what to do, what not to do, and what some of the tendencies seem to be in the matches with all of you, so that you can be a better player in Marvel Rivals. Now, if you're not in the beta yet, they are going to start doing some drops. Friend codes unlock once you reach level 6, so I think there will be more of an opportunity to get in as the weeks progress. Now, this beta is going to run just about 2 weeks, which is fantastic. A lot of time for us to check out not only new characters, but returning characters, and talk about some of the updates they made, some of the balance tweaks that they made to the game as we get our victory here. An awesome closing animation and an awesome job by Adam Warlock. I loved playing as the Golden Boy, and I think I'll be returning as this character in the near future. In the meantime, let me know who you want to see more gameplay of in the comments down below. We were not MVP, but I feel like we should have been. We got multiple medals, and we did deal a lot of damage, dealt out a lot of kills, while also keeping our team alive. Thank you for keeping me alive with those like buttons and with those comments. I appreciate all your support on this channel, making GhostRobo a thing here in 2024. Thank you again, everybody, and until next time, drink some hot chocolate. We will see you all later.